Hello viewers, Maryann here from Revealing Light Tarot, Astrology and Spirituality. Wherever you are in the world when you're watching, a huge shout out to you. Okay, so we've got a lot to get through today. We'll see how much we can get through. I just want to start by going to Alexei Navalny's reading that I did a couple of days ago, or 3 or 4 days ago. And the clairvoyant images that I got while I was reading. If you can recall, I got a V-shaped insignia on a sleeve and one sleeve, and it was glowing gold. That particularly stood out to me because when I use my clairvoyance, it's like a film. It's like watching a film, and this person's I just saw this side. And he had, if you remember rightly, a V-shaped gold type of insignia. I thought he was young, may have had one stripe. And one of my viewers, very dedicated to research viewers, has put forward that this could have been the logo or insignia of Russia's Federal Penitentiary Service. Now, we both did some research, and if you look at the picture here of their insignia, you will see this V-shaped thing here, the sword and the an axe, it looks like, and then the gold wings of this bird here. And so I think I think the Federal Penitentiary Service was responsible for his murder. Coincidentally, or not so coincidentally, 3 days after his murder, the Kiev Post carried this story. Putin promotes Deputy Director of Prison Service 3 days after Navalny's death. And so I think it's pretty clear one gets a reward after doing Putin's will. I don't think this deputy head physically killed Navalny. I think he ordered his underlings, a junior staff member, to kill him. If you look on his sleeve, we start to see the image, the clairvoyant image there of what I saw. So to further add to that clairvoyance, I think it was the Federal Penitentiary Organisation Service, and I feel that this deputy director ordered the killing on Putin's orders, and a younger underling carried out the murder. I don't want to go into it too much, but he was beaten and tortured before his death. And no, I don't think they're going to get the body back. It's more likely they'll get an urn of ashes back at the end of the day, because the body would then show the manner in which Alexei Navalny died. I also want to say that I heard very clearly, clairaudiently, to speak Alexei Navalny's name. The more you speak it, the more power that comes from his sacrifice and bravery. Also predicted 2 or 3 years ago, and another prediction again every time I read on him about a year ago, and in my latest prediction, that his wife Yulia Navalny will become a force to be reckoned with. She's since come out and said that she will continue the fight. So speak his name. All right, let's move on now again to Russia. The DOJ in the US has arrested one of the key witnesses for Representative Comer and Jordan's attempts to impeach President Biden through his son Hunter Biden for lying. This key witness has been charged with lying. It has now been revealed that he has ties to the Russian intelligence service. So, I don't know what else that I can say here, that we continually see Russia's influence with the Republican Party. The question that one of my viewers had, and I'll take that up today, is who gave Smirnoff is the mole, or I guess the key witness who's now been charged with fabricating his testimony, fabricating, it's just lying on behalf of Russia about the Bidens. So please don't come at me with the Biden crime family when it's been found that the key witness of all these accusations of getting foreign money, etc., has been found to lying and is a stooge of Russia's. Who gave Smirnoff is his name? Who gave his name to Representative Comer and Jordan in the Republican Party, who are leading the charge for this fake impeachment, which has pretty much crashed down now? Who gave this? All right, was it Trump or the Trump campaign? Was Trump or any of his allies involved in giving Smirnoff to Comer and Jordan? Was Trump or any of his allies involved in giving Smirnoff to Comer and Jordan, pushing Smirnoff toward Comer and Jordan? Was the Trump campaign or Trump allies involved in giving Smirnoff to Comer and Jordan? All right, so we get the Hierophant. The Supreme Court, there's action on that as well. Yesterday when I was reading in another forum, when I looked at the 14th Amendment, I got the Hierophant as the outcome on that 14th Amendment. The Hierophant, the High Priestess, and the Tower. So something is, I think, I don't know why I'm saying this, but we get the Hierophant. So, we'll tackle the 14th Amendment separately. However, this points to courts and government. That is the first card. And then we get the Seven of Pentacles. This is a manifestation card. If something doesn't work the first time around, we'll try something else. So somebody within government is involved here. So this could, we think, the Trump campaign or Trump allies gave Smirnoff to Comer and Jordan. However, the people in government are the Trump allies. Now we get here the sun, full illumination. Full illumination is what we're getting now. I do not understand what took the DOJ so long, because even in Australia, I hear people refer to the Bidens as the Biden crime family. What took the DOJ so long to uncover such a basic, almost pathetic plan as to bring someone forward as a key witness who is so blatantly lying, who has ties to the Russian FSB intelligence service? What took the DOJ so long? The Ten of Pentacles, there is money involved here. Money involved. Why am I not surprised? And there we go, the High Priestess comes forward again in the sky. We don't know the full extent of this. And the full extent of the connections, even though we think we know, the Mueller report was dampened, squashed, the connections between the Republicans and the Russians. Okay, we have here the Ace of Pentacles. So it's following the money trail. Following the money trail. I guess with Smirnoff, we'll see he was paid off. I wonder who else may be taking this sort of money. So we have here the Emperor in the here and now, control, and then the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles is building something. three parties involved because of their skill building something. Now, the emperor could actually be Putin, for example. The hopes and fears, but it could also be Biden, his administration getting on top of this. The Three of Swords in the hopes and fears, that's betrayal. So what I'm seeing is it's someone in government or people within government, and the Knight of Wands, movement, and then the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so it was very opportune, and the Fool card here. So potentially, who gave Smirnoff to Coma and Jordan were people in government. People in government is what I'm seeing. Now, this could be a colleague. They've obviously known for entertainment purposes only. They're part of the ruse, of the lie, of the attempt to lie about this. I hope to goodness that Hunter Biden has enough wherewithal to sue them all. Okay, so we got the Ten of Wands. So they're one in the same. The Trump allies are in government. So they weren't just innocently given this contact. They were part of the ruse. Okay, so we get the Ten of Wands, which is really taking on too much, about to drop those sticks. The Moon card, volatility, things hidden, and we get the Page of Cups, surprise, something coming out. We're not done with the Smirnoff stuff yet at all. And the Eight of Pentacles, to clarify the Fool card. When Smirnoff goes to trial, and of course these things take so long, we're going to learn more about the Russian connections here. So this is really what Mueller couldn't do in 2000 and whatever year it was, 1920, 1819, something like that. This will give us the full extent of the connections between the Russians and the Republican Party, particularly those in Congress. Okay, so people within government, they didn't need to be given Smirnoff. They were part of the shakedown, or takedown, I should say, takedown. Okay, so are there going to be any charges laid of people in Congress in relation to this matter? Are there going to be any charges laid? Are there going to be any charges laid against people in Congress in relation to the Smirnoff matter? If they were knowingly pushing forward a Russian spy, so to speak. The World card, endings and beginnings, major arcana. The Star card, hope. The Ten of Swords, downfall. The Two of Wands in the past, something coming to fruition in time. And then we get foreign influence. There's a good chance, yep, that's the outcome card, the King of Wands, lawmakers, clarified by the King of Swords, the prosecutor. I think you're going to, it's going to be a strong case. I think you're going to see charges of some Republicans currently in the Congress for knowingly pushing forward a Russian spy to be a key witness who is lying about the president's son and the president in a fake attempt, a faux attempt, fake attempt, a sham attempt to impeach the current president of the United States. This is serious. Okay, all right, so some quick questions before we move into the Middle East. I'm still, with the 14th Amendment, I'll come back to that. What I feel is whatever the Supreme Court does at the end of the day, they have been arguing long and hard about it. They were due to hand down a decision. They've missed that deadline. It's come and gone today, according to Mark Elias of Democracy Docket. They are arguing and have arguing, and you've got law clerks running around researching, round table type of conferencing. It's a bit of a mess, actually. You don't think that the SCOTUS would be in a bit of a mess over this decision, but they are. And then the outcome, again, was the Hierophant, the Supreme Court. And again, that Hierophant, you could see charges against Republicans go all the way to the Supreme Court as they appeal these charges. However, there will be charges made of Republicans in Congress over this SMOF affair. The outcome cards, the Hierophant, the High Priestess, and the Tower. What does that mean? What does that mean? Whatever they do is going to shock us. The Tower is shock, lightning, shock, structures being broken down. The High Priestess is something being hidden from our view. So I think they're going to have, at the end of the day, it will be a shock decision. Whichever way they go, it's going to shock us. All right, so, and I wonder if they're coming round to kicking Trump off the ballot. I mean, it's just a possibility. Okay, let's go to the classified documents case against the ex-president. Will that be tried before the election? The judge there has been questioned around her independence in the matter. All right, so let's have a look. Will allowing the ex-president to delay, will the classified documents case be heard before the November election? Three of Wands, foreign shores, the Lovers, card for Trump, and then we get illusion and delusion. We get the Star card, hope in the past, and the Page of Swords, almost like a treason occurring here, and national security. I'm not sure. Well, the Ten of Swords, complete and utter downfall. Time is the environment and delay. Four of Pentacles, holding back information. We still do not have all the documents in the ex-president's possession. Judgment, there's an inevitability here. The Five of Pentacles and the Chariot and the Eight of Pentacles. It's doubtful. That is doubtful that it will go forward. However, it's just the tip of the iceberg in the in everything, because we get the World card and the Strength card. I think what we're going to see is a lot more on the ex-president's foreign connections coming out even before that case comes to light. All right, let's see if the January the 6th case will be tried before the election. Will the January 6th case be tried before the election? Will the January 6th case be tried before the election? Will the January 6th case be tried before the election? Yes, I'm glad to see that. The Strength card, defending oneself, standing one's ground. The Hierophant, the Supreme Court. The Fool card is in the past, new starts, and we get the Two of Cups, some sort of commitment. We get the Moon card, volatility. The hold-up in the Supreme Court, this should be a fairly quick decision. Why is it being held up? The Moon card, something emerging from the underneath. This is volatility, secrets. We get the Two of Pentacles, juggling, decisions, juggling, Page of Wands. We could hear something soon about that immunity charge because we get the Page of Wands. moving forward here. And we get the Ten of Swords in the hopes and fears, and the Three of Pentacles. That will proceed before the election. The Star card tells me it will proceed, and the Queen of Pentacles. Absolutely. I just get also Russia, all foreign influence. Foreign influence is coming to the fore today. And so I see the January 6th case going before the election. The documents case I have a doubt about. But before that, separate to that, perhaps connected with the Smirnoff affair, we're going to see a lot more information coming out about the Trump ex-president campaign, allies, those MAGAs in Congress, the connections between the Republican Party and Russia. Okay, January 6th goes before the election. Okay, now it's a strong case. The Strength card is there, and I do believe he will be convicted. I think there's one count that he might not be convicted on, but I think there's 4 counts altogether. I think three of them he's convicted on. Okay, so let's go to. I'm saddened to hear that Ukraine has lost territory because they've run out of ammunition, or they're running out of ammunition and weaponry, as the Republican Party, with its ties to Russia, does not pass any aid. In the meantime, as I keep saying, Europe and other countries, including my own country, continue to support Ukraine. But it is an almighty task to fight the third most powerful army in the world for such a small country. So let's go to the Middle East now. The Middle East. Let's go to the Middle East. On the brighter side, I did read in my last reading that those frozen Russian assets will be freed up and given to Ukraine. All right, so let's go to the Middle East. The United Nations can't deliver any more aid into Gaza because of the desperation of the Gazans trying to get food. The population is starving. The US vetoed or voted against a ceasefire based on their own efforts, that it would harm their own efforts to get hostages out. I do feel that the war in the Middle East will escalate now. Okay, I think there's, unless we can get a ceasefire, it is inevitable it will escalate. So let's have a look at, I said there was a window of opportunity to stop the escalation. I don't know if that's been and gone. Let's have a look. Will the war in the Middle East escalate? Will the war in the Middle East escalate? So we have here the King of Pentacles, and then we have Judgment. It's inevitability. It's an inevitability that it will escalate. We have the Queen of Swords here. Logic, objectivity is at the foundation of this reading. You know, starving a population means that hostages would then also be starving. Indiscriminate bombing would also mean that hostages could be caught up in that indiscriminate bombing and razzing of buildings. Not just innocent civilians, but hostages as well. There's something about an inevitability in this situation. The Five of Pentacles in the past, and of course those who really almost have been locked out and are begging for food, begging for money, begging for aid. Then we have the Four of Pentacles. So we have holding back something. This is a person who is in their insecurity, puts walls around their wealth. we have here the Chariot and in the immediate future, and this is the card I didn't want to see because it means that something will escalate quickly in the near future. That is the near future. Okay, we have the Four of Wands, home, families, reunions. That's in the present position, homes and families. And then we get new starts here in the environment around. So that's positive. The Fool card is positive, but I don't read reversals, so we'll get a clarification on that. The Queen of Cups in the hopes and fears, that is a loving and nurturing card, but it's in the hope and the fear position. And we finally get the Knight of Cups, so we have here a quick moving escalation. Let's see what else is here. The High Priestess, secrets, things that are being kept from our view. And we get the Moon card, volatility. And so those two major arcanas, along with the quick moving Knight, tell me that there are currently plans for escalation. And then we have the High Court, the ICJ, the International Court of Justice, and the Ace of Wands. And so this reporting that they are asking for to stop an unfolding genocide may play a part in the future, but I see in the near term an escalation. Page of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, and the Seven of Swords, some kind of deceit. This is a very, very volatile situation. Okay, so I see in the shorter term an escalation. You cannot have a population of 2 million walled off with innocent civilians, hostages still not being released, hostage deals failing, being rejected. You cannot, the longer it goes on, the more possibility there are for a widening. And so, despite, I think, if Netanyahu goes into Rafah, I think that will be a tipping point. He's already doing that. But if he goes in any large-scale way, then, of course, we have a widening of the war. So he's been urged not to do that. He's been urged by the US to protect civilians, not to indiscriminately bomb or kill civilians. Let's see. Will the US put boots on the ground in the Middle East to help Netanyahu? Will the US put boots on the ground in the Middle East to help Netanyahu if and when the Middle East war escalates? The Empress card, Russia, again, and Seven of Wands, defending oneself. And I do say that Netanyahu is keeping secrets. The Sun card, again, full illumination. We get lies and deceit in the past. We get the Chariot, things quickening up. We're going to see that in the near future. The Two of Cups, there's a commitment there. The Lovers card, relationships. But the Two of Pentacles, having to make a difficult decision in the face of what has been termed a plausible genocide. Do you aid the Netanyahu? Do you aid Netanyahu under these circumstances? Hopes and fears, we get isolation, and then we get the Death card, the end of something. We get the Three of Cups, unity, and the Ten of Wands. I don't think the US will put boots on the ground at all. It's unlikely they would. Disappointment, 1 cup left. Victory has been stalled. this Middle Eastern war, given the windows of opportunity have been passed for ceasefire, could now escalate. However, I do not think the US will go in any way, big way. I think they will continue through diplomatic means and potentially funding, albeit with caveats on it. So it is likely that the Netanyahu will be isolated in his attempts if the war in the Middle East escalates. All right, where do I want to go now? I think I'll leave it there. I do want to do a separate reading on the UK economy and also where the UK is at now. And then in parallel with that is the what we currently see unfolding with the monarchy of the UK and the Commonwealth. And so I'll probably do that reading separately from this one. So thank you for tuning in, and bye for now.